What's up, fans? It is Michael Fletcher, and yes, the video says it all. The shirt is out, the jersey is out, the sweater is out. The New York Rangers have won the NHL draft lottery. They get the number one overall pick. Alexis Lafreniere is coming to Madison Square Garden in New York. I'm in a state of shock right now. I cannot believe this just happened. Okay, let's talk about it. Just a few minutes ago, they did the NHL draft lottery, the second phase of the draft lottery, but there was a phase earlier on, I want to say about a month ago, before the play-in tournament began, and that was to determine all the remaining teams. So, what happened was, one of the placeholders, there was 8 of them, that if for some reason one of the placeholders got the number 1 pick or got any of the top 3, then they would have to redraw with the eliminated teams from the qualifying tournament. When the drawing happened, the number 1 went to one of the placeholder areas, which was placeholder E. So placeholder E was for any of the 8 teams that got eliminated from the play-in tournament. And then from there, they determined the order by the eliminating teams who got sent home during the Stanley Cup play-in tournament. So, the remaining teams, all the 8 teams that did get bumped or had an opportunity at the number 1 overall pick were the Rangers, the Florida Panthers, the Edmonton Oilers, the Minnesota Wild, the Nashville Predators, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Winnipeg Jets. Now, what they did to determine it, and this is why there's no BS, there's no debate, there's no arguments, there's no chicanery on this one. So, each ball represented a logo of all 8 teams. One for the Rangers, one for Edmonton, one for Minnesota, one for Nashville, vice versa. All 8 teams were thrown into a bin. Basically, the first one that came up to the chute and that logo was revealed was gonna have the number 1 overall pick. Now, in the way that they did it with all the others, it was determined by a number code, and that's how they determined who got it. This was the most fairest way that you could have done it without anybody start coming out yelling, oh, conspiracy, screw job, that the NHL was on the take on this. And they showed it clear as day, no robberies. And the Ranger ball came up first. And they've won the lottery. So, now what? What happens to New York? Well, it's very simple. There's one guy, a generational player that's out there from the OHL in Canada named Alexis Lafreniere. He has been, without a doubt, one of the best players in the world right now and has become a bona fide superstar. This man has he is from the same league or the same group as Marc-Andre Fleury, and everybody knows about the success that he's had in the NHL. So, he's a right wing. He is a left winger. Now, how is this going to work with the Rangers setup? With Mika Zibanejad, with Antoni Panarin, with Kaapo, who we just got a year ago at the number 2 pick for New York. Because they were in the lottery, we got second, New Jersey got 1, and they ended up getting Jack Hughes. We ended up getting Kaapo, and Kakko was pretty good. He was very good. He was solid this past year. Now we get Lafayette. Dudes, everybody talks about speeding up the process. Everybody talks about how this could set New York up for the next few years, and this does. This now puts New York in prime position to make a run at the Stanley Cup. We now have a young nucleus core, a core four, with Kako, with Lafayette now, with Panarin, with Sabinajad. Now, if we can keep those four together, put them around, we got Igor Sestevnikov as a goalie. We also got Georgiev as a goalie, too. So we got two young goalies. Obviously, you want to keep Henrik Lundqvist. That's the ultimate goal. But now the question becomes, what happens with Lundqvist? You know, will he stay with New York? Will he want to go one more year? Now that we got this young team, Dan Quinn, my God, man, you are coaching at the right time, at the right moment, because now you got yourself men that's going to build themselves, become, hopefully, a great team, and we might have, maybe, who knows, the long drought could be over very soon. You know, everybody talked about the 54 years from 1940 to 1994. We haven't won the Cup since 94. And, you know, it's been over 20-something years since the Rangers have hoisted Lord Stanley's Cup. With now Lafayette getting the #1 pick, now with the Rangers having it, and seemingly it's almost a given it's going to be him. New York is now in a position that could really set them up for years to come. And I cannot wait. I can't believe we just won the lottery, man. I'm in a state of shock right now. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So thank you so much for this special video. Tonight, we're going to have a very special edition of the Wrestling Forum, as it will be Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. Until then, good night. Let's go, Rangers. We got #1, baby. Let's go!